Child, please. I need a husband. When I moved into this condo, honey, this sink was already rigged, and it took me like 3 hours to try to get this stuff pried off. And yes, I am a single mother on a fixed income, and ain't nobody got time to be paying for no fix it Felix repairman, especially when YouTube showed me how I could do this. I bought the replacement for $10 at Home Depot and all the other stuff that I had to use to fix this thing. But yeah, husband, she waiting. So this is called plumber's putty. I'm telling you, thank you, YouTube, thank you. So after watching like 3 different ones, I got up the nerve to go ahead and get this thing done. So one of the guys, he told me, you get that plumber's putty and it feel like Play-Doh. And then you just roll it into a little rope, and then you put it on the underside of the little basket that you're replacing it with. And then I gotta push it down to make sure that it get a full seal. And I gotta say that once I did this, I was like, oh my goodness. Oh, okay. So I am like a really, really clean freak. So when I go to deep clean my sink, sometimes, the little excess putty, it be like kind of coming out of the crevices of the little basket. And I always wondered what that was. I was like, is it like a rubber seal or something that is kind of like wearing down over time? But nope, it's just the plumber's putty. And the plumber's putty is not supposed to like harden and set. It's just supposed to be like a cushion, and it's like waterproof, so water doesn't like drip through it. But if you have to replace the sink basket, then you can easily just lift it up like I had to. But what I did find out was the people who were the maintenance on this home beforehand, they did not use it. So that could have been part of the reason why my sink was leaking. And when I tell you, it took me a final year to go ahead and repair this sink, because it was not that big of a deal to me. I mean, I had one that was working, so that sink was just like I'm gonna hold stuff in this sink, or I'm gonna put my trash bag in this sink for what I'm cooking. But anyway, so that was the first step, and I got her done. So now underneath, I was told that I was supposed to get the excess putty that would have been pushed through, peel it off from underneath, so that I'd be able to put all the other mechanisms on. Now, funny story, not really. My ex-husband, I hate to put him on blast, but it is what it is. So he was if you could see me right now, air quotations, maintenance man. Um, he was, learning how to fix things, and he used to like apprentice with a real like maintenance guy, going around the city fixing daycare centers and doing lawn home improvement things like that. So when I first told him about the sink, he was like, oh yeah, I could fix that. So I told him, like, yo, it's not a rush. You don't have to come straight home from work and try to fix it. Just, eventually, like on one of your days off when you got some time, just try to fix it. So he didn't want to listen to me. He got straight home from work and he went to go try to fix it. So like I showed you in the beginning of the video, The pipe at the bottom was rusted on, and it was just rigged all types of sideways. So it was really hard to get it off. And he was trying to pull it up, which that's not how any of this works. You don't do that. You don't just pull it up. You have to pull it from the bottom first, and then Lord have mercy, and then you can pull the bowl up from the top. So I seen that it was stuck, and I was like, well, let's try putting some oil on it to see if the oil will loosen it up. And then I started, Googling and YouTubing how to get it loose. And I was like, well, it says, you can use vinegar. Vinegar will help loosen it up. And yeah, he couldn't get it loose for nothing. And so I was just like, can you just leave it alone? It'll be fine. When you have more time, on the weekend, you can do it. And like I said, anyways, he ended up leaving and he's gone, hence X. But the funny crazy thing about it was I ended up having to sit up under this sink for like 3 hours, seriously, just chipping away until I was finally able to like break the bottom like nut, we'll call it that, yeah, the little screw on part off, so that I could bend the rest of the pipe to get it off. And let me tell you, somebody that was happy, me. I was super happy because I was like, oh yes, that's really step one. I could really get that off, and I could lift the bowl up, and now I can really replace it. So I just used pieces of the pipe that they already had under the sink, because apparently, it was having issues with leaking before. So the maintenance man kind of, rigged it up. So the last part was to just add the pipe that will connect the bowl and the pipes below. And like I said, I just used what they already had, because at the end of the day, it ain't got to be all that pretty as long as it works, And so it's a true testament to that. Like, when you move into somebody's place, you want to leave it better than when you got there. And so, the sink is better than what they gave it to me as. But anyway, so once I screwed that sucker up there and then added the bottom part of the pipe in, I decided, just for extra security measures, to use some plumber's tape to kind of cover it up, just in case it might have leaked. And if you are being really scrutinizing and you're looking at how the top part is closest to the bowl, I did put it on backwards, and I realized that, because it did end up leaking. And I was like, oh my goodness. But I ended up, like, after 3 different tries, getting it loose enough to just screw it back down, and then turn it the right side up and screw it back up in there. And then it was fine. And of course, I was scared like a mug, because it's been like a year since I've been using this side of the sink. So I was like slowly like using it, but now I'm like full blown using it, because baby is fixed. She fixed all the way. I can wash dishes in her. I can rinse in her. I ain't got to worry about no little drippity drips up under my sink. And yeah, shotty back to using, both of her sinks. But again, husband, where you at? Because, you know, yeah, I'm a strong, dark-skinned woman, but I am too feminine. I am not trying to do this. I am not trying to be Fix-It Felicia up under a sink. You know what I'm saying? Fixing no sink just because I can. Like, no, I want my man to do it. I want my husband to do it for me. And that way I can just cook for him and clean for him. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be up under no sink. Like, what? Making my hands all rough and stuff. Like, but I did, though. You see what I'm saying? I'll do it, and I can do it. I know, Hunter, you feel me? But I don't wanna. So, yeah, the grand reveal, y'all. I was super happy. You see that? I was just like, yeah, she did that. She did that. But I didn't want to. I really didn't. And I was dreading it. But y'all listen. Yeah. No drippy drip drip.